Yo, what's up YouTube? KM888 here with another battle for you guys. This is the 5th round in the Golden Magikarp tournament I was in. At this point I was going 4-0, 4 against 0, and my opponent Dr.Jos is also going 4-0. Now at this point there were only going to be 5 rounds into the tournament and they hoped they would have a winner back then, but at this point we were with 4 persons that actually had 4 wins. So they already knew that 2 persons were gonna go up with 5 wins and then they'd probably have to do a final. There was just such a big turnout, so yeah, it was really awesome. Now for my opponent Dr.Jos, if I was looking at his team, I was really fearing it a bit. Like, he has a Rotom Wash, it's always good. It could be Trick, Chesto Berry, it could be anything. Then he has the Talonflame, the Aegislash, which are amazing threats. The Gliscor, probably the Toxic Stall set, and that's always a threat, I have to watch out for that. An Azumarill, it could be Choice Band, it could be Belly Drum, Belly Jet, so I really have to watch out for that thing. It's a real nuisance. And then there is the Malamar. I don't have a Sticky Web user, so I'm not fearing the Malamar that much, but if it gets up a couple of superpowers, it can do massive damage with Psycho Cut and Night Slash, so I certainly have to watch out for everything. He is a good player, else you aren't gonna go 4-0 in a tournament, but yeah. Let's start the battle, right? So, just like any other battle up till now, I think, I'm just gonna lead off with my Choice Scarf Rotom. Now, he actually starts off with the Azumarill, and I'm thinking, hey, this is pretty good. He's probably gonna switch out into his Gliscor or stay in, so I'm gonna go for the Trick. He wasn't expecting it, and it's really good because now his Azumarill is Choice Scarfed, and that isn't gonna do a thing to me. He is gonna go for the Superpower, but I don't mind. Like, Superpower, it ain't too great of a move, so yeah. Now, Azumarill still did about 80% damage, so it's really a lot, and I just want to get out of there. I know my Rotom's still gonna be faster than Azumarill because that thing is probably not running any EVs, so I can safely go for the Volt Switch. Now, Aegislash comes in, and I know that I have to counter it, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go straight into my Landorus, try and scare it out with the Earthquake. So I get off the Intimidate, Aegislash's attack is now dropped, and that's really awesome for me, so let's see what happens. I get some leftovers, and I just go straight up for the Earthquake. He actually stays in, probably predicting me to go for the U-turn or something, but he lives, like, with a sliver of health, and that's not really great for me, so, but surprisingly, he goes for the Sacred Sword, and that's not gonna do a thing to me, so at least that's really good. So the Aegislash didn't do a lot in this battle. At this point, I know, hey, I can probably kill with the U-turn and get some other poke in, so I'm gonna go for that U-turn, but yeah, he goes for the King's Shield, and that's not too great because he can drop my attack, and now Landorus is basically screwed. So, I know he had some extra leftover recovery, so I'm probably not gonna kill with the U-turn. So I'm actually gonna go for the Earthquake once again. He just goes for the Shadow Sneak, trying to get off some minor damage. Always nice to get off some damage, especially on a poke without leftovers. And I'm going for the Earthquake, so yeah. Down goes the Aegislash. An early lead for me, so that's pretty good. But here he brings in the Malamar, and I'm thinking, well, he's probably not gonna go for the Superpower. If he does it, so be it. But I'm just gonna go for the U-turn, and thanks to the drop from the King's Shield, that actually doesn't do half, and I was so annoyed because of it. But hey, no matter, right? I'm just gonna go for the Togekiss. In case he went for the Superpower, I 4-time resisted, and as you can see, I can actually take a Psycho Cut really well. Now, he switches out into his Rotom on my Thunder Wave, and I don't know why, but I didn't see the Trick coming. I run it myself, Choice Scarf with Trick, and I just didn't see it coming. Like, wow. I just thought I was gonna straight up go for the Volt Switch and do some damage, so I went for the Roost, and I was pretty annoyed because of it, but hey, no matter, right? He goes for the Thunderbolt, and I just wanted to scout out if he went for the Volt Switch or the Thunderbolt or whatever, so I was gonna go for the Roost again. At this point I thought, hey, now he's gonna go for the Volt Switch, right? Or the Hydro Pump maybe. So I was gonna go for another Roost, just trying to stall him out a bit and play some mind games. Doesn't work out because he gets a critical hit, but thanks to Roost, I Roost out the damage anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Now at this point I'm gonna switch out because I'm pretty sure he's gonna go for the Thunderbolt again. And I go into my Landorus. I get off the Intimidate, doesn't matter one bit because that, yeah, Rotom is obviously a special attacker. And at this point, I think now he's probably gonna go for the Hydro Pump. So he actually goes for that, and it does about, what is that, like a good 20-30 HP percent. So at this point he actually goes for the Volt Switch, and I went for the Roost again, trying to heal it off. But he gets a crit and he kills my Togekiss. Well, no matter, things happen, so I don't really mind. Now in comes a Talonflame, and I know I just have to scare it out, so I'm gonna go into my Landorus again. I have the Stone Edge, I can pretty much kill this thing if I want to. He also knows this, so he's gonna switch out, and I'm actually gonna go for the knockoff, trying to hit something on the switch, and that's exactly what happens. I get off the knockoff, Gliscor loses Toxic Orb, and that's basically a dead Gliscor, because Gliscor without Toxic Heal isn't gonna do much. Now, he actually goes for the Toxic right here, trying to Toxic some of my pokes, and I'm gonna go for a Stone Edge, trying to gauge how much it does. So it does a good amount, I think, but not enough to the point where I want to stay in. So I'm actually gonna switch straight out, predicting the Protect, and I'm gonna go into my Rotom. So yeah, he doesn't do that, he goes straight for the Substitute, so that was pretty bad for me, but so be it. Now he goes for the Toxic again, while I just want to try and break the Substitute with a Hydro Pump. Again, doesn't work out. You see it right here, I miss my attack. So, looking a bit worse, I guess, but it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, the Gliscor doesn't have his Poison Heal, so it's withering down, and that's really, really awesome. Now, at this point he goes for Protect, doesn't do a thing against my Scizor, and I'm just gonna go for the... I believe I go for the Bullet Punch, trying to take down the Substitute. So yeah, I go for the Bullet Punch. And to my surprise, that actually takes down the sub in one hit. So this thing must be special defensive instead of defensive, because defensive Gliscor can take a Bullet Punch under a Substitute. So at this point, I just want to go for the U-turn, and he protects again. Doesn't matter if he wants to play the Protect Substitute game, I'm just gonna go for the Bullet Punch, and I surprisingly kill him with it. So I was really happy with it, but yeah, it doesn't really matter, I guess. Now in comes the Talonflame. Flare Blitz could be a possibility, so I'm gonna go into my Heatran, predicting that, and he actually goes for it. So yeah, Heatran gets his Flash Fire boost, and that means I can freely set up my Stealth Rocks or go for the Lava Plume. It is powered up, so that's pretty awesome. In comes the Azumarill. I did go for the Stealth Rocks. It's always nice to get them up, especially when your opponent has the Talonflame. And yeah, at this point, Azumarill versus Heatran, I don't want to stay in. Predicting the Aqua Jet or the Waterfall, because he's Scarfed, I'm actually going to go into my Rotom as Death Father, which actually happens because at this point the Azumarill is in, and here he makes kind of a misplay in my eyes. He switches out his Azumarill, fearing that my Rotom is going to do something or doesn't want to kill me. I really don't know. Now, I just go for the Volt Switch, trying to Death Father my Rotom. Doesn't happen actually right here, because the Malamar comes in and I can switch out again. It's pretty awesome, I have my Death Father still, so yeah, that's pretty good. Now, Malamar's in, I'm not gonna play any games, I'm just gonna go for the Bullet Punch. If Volt Switch did that much, I'm pretty sure that I can kill with my Scizor, and that's exactly what happens. Down goes the Malamar. In comes Talonflame again. Just like last time, I'm just gonna switch out straight into my Heatran. I don't know what it's gonna do. Is he going to Flare Blitz, Brave Bird, or maybe go for the Roost? And yeah, indeed, one of the three comes out and he goes for the Roost. I don't really matter. I mean, Talonflame at full health or at half health, so be it. At this point, he's gonna switch out. Heatran, yeah, it's pretty normal. And I'm actually gonna go for the Earth Power, I believe. No, for the Roar. yeah, I went for the roar, predicting the switch to anything, I don't mind. And I actually roar him out to the Talonflame again. And at this point, I'm gonna go for the Earth Power, predicting the Roost. And try to hit it super effectively, but he switches out into the Rotom just again like last time. And yeah, Levitate, doesn't matter then. Now at this point, I still had my Dead Fodder, so I'm just gonna go straight into that. Rotom, you did your job. Time to die, bro. There goes the washing machine. So at this point, his Rotom is on the field. I just lost my Togekiss and my Rotom at this point, so I have a lot of options. I go straight into my Kyurem, knowing that he has the Rocky Helmet instead of the Choice Scarf, so I can do about anything and not fear anything for the trick. He probably doesn't have Will-O-Wisp either, so that's really good. Now he goes for the trick again, surprisingly, and he gives me a Rocky Helmet in trade for the Life Orb. This was actually a pretty nice play of him, because he's going to live this Fusion Bolt, and he gets off a stronger Hydro Pump than he would have been getting off if he straight out attacked me. So yeah, it's a really good play of him. Just do a little bit more damage against my Kyurem. Not does it matter, I mean, like, Kyurem is a beast. He ain't taking shit from no one, so yeah. In comes Talonflame. I know Talonflame is certainly gonna outspeed me. Whether he wants to Flare Blitz or he wants to Brave Bird, I'm not gonna stay in predicting the roost or anything. So I just went straight into my Heatran. Now this is also good for him, because Flare Blitz doesn't do any damage to himself, so he'll actually live, and he went for the roost. Now I went for the Lava Plume because I thought with Flash Fire boost I was gonna do a decent amount of damage, and that's exactly what happens. I do about 45%. And he's gonna go for the roost again. This time I predict that really nicely, and I just go for the Earth Power, taking down the Talonflame. So Talonflame's down, he's down to his last Pokemon, which is the Azumarill. My thought process here was that he had the Superpower, the Aqua Jet, and probably the Play Rough and Waterfall. So I'm just gonna go into my Landorus, trying to get off the Intimidate, so his power is downsized. If he goes for the Superpower, my Landorus can take that all day. If he goes for the Aqua Jet, his power is down and I can just stall him out with my Scizor. If he went for the Play Rough, yeah, my Scizor and my Heatran both can take down the Azumarill. He actually goes for the Superpower, and that's really good for my Landorus, because it means that I can just take it out with a couple of Earthquakes. Now, that's indeed a battle. I take him down actually in one hit because of a critical hit. Probably mattered, but it didn't matter in the fact that I was still going to win this with my Landorus. Now, that was the battle for this round. Dr.Jos, you were a good opponent. I really hope to battle you again one time. If you liked this battle, just like it below, thumbs up. Put a comment down in the comment section, and if you really like my videos, subscribe to me. I have more content. Of course, when people subscribe to me, I get more motivated to post more videos, so it would all really help me. So yeah, see you in the next video.